Hi! In this quick video, I'm going to share with you a very simple but effective tool that you can just pull out of your toolkit when you notice that you're feeling overwhelmed by having a million things that all need to get done at once. And I'm not going to, if you're thinking she's going to tell me to do a brain dump, that's not what I'm going to tell you to do. Although I'm not going to not tell you to do that. You'll see what I mean. But as I'm sharing this, would you just do me a huge favor? Would you, if you're on Facebook, would you hit share and share this? Or if you're on YouTube, would you hit subscribe and then hit that little bell button to get notifications? We do not have a marketing team here, and we don't have thousands of dollars for Facebook ads. So you guys are the marketing team. You are the way that other people find this content. So if it's been valuable for you, would you please share it? It would mean so much to me. Okay, so coming into June, coming into this month, I knew that we had my birthday, Father's Day, celebrating the boys' birthdays. Technically that's July 2nd, but getting ready to do that. I knew that I had a big, long virtual conference, and I knew that we had a trip to Montana for a wedding. What I didn't know, what came up for me that was definitely like unexpected and started to add to just chaos, was that a very, very dear friend, her cancer came back and she wasn't responding to treatment. And so my mom and I were scrambling to try to get flights and figure out a way to get out to California in time to say goodbye to her. And in happier news, we also got an accepted offer on a house. So we're moving. And this was all literally going on as I'm doing this intense conference for 4 days. And anyway, so the day after the conference ended, I, came to my desk to start my work, and I just had like notes all over, piece of paper, tasks, things to do, stuff in my brain, stuff in Todoist, which is where I manage my tasks electronically, and my brain was just swirling. Like, do you ever have those moments of overwhelm where it feels like a million things need to be done all at once? And the urge in those moments, our tendency is to just start frantically doing them, right? To just, like, we see a bunch of things that need to be done around us, or we have a bunch of things like on our computer or desk or in our inbox, whatever, that need to be done. We just kind of start like, rushing around, doing one thing to another. We usually don't finish things, like we jump over to our email inbox and we answer a couple emails, and we click open on this other tab, and then we pick up a note on our desk and we do that. Or if it's around our house, like we start washing dishes, but then we think of something else, so we go do that, and then we don't finish the dishes, and we go to put something away upstairs, and then that leads us to something else we need to do, whatever, right? And it feels terrible. It feels terrible. So here's what I want you to do instead. Are you listening? I want you to pause. I want you to just choose the next one thing. Now, I know in this moment how counterintuitive and almost impossible it seems to stop. But I want you to literally stop, take a deep breath if you can, check in with God and yourself. I mean, this can literally take like a few seconds. And just ask yourself, like, what is the next one thing that I need to do? Because I don't care how many things you feel like you need to do, you can't do them all at once. You can't do them all at one time. Once in a while, okay, you could maybe wash dishes while you call your mom back about something or whatever, right? Like once in a while you can maybe pair like two things. But generally speaking, it doesn't matter how many things you have to do. You can only do one thing at a time. So there's no point in freaking out about all the stuff you have to do when you can only do one thing at once. So I want you to stop. For me, what this looked like is, I had all this stuff, and my urge was to just kind of start frantically working and doing things. But I stopped, I took a deep breath, and I used Brendon Burchard's technique of release tension, set intention. So I just closed my eyes and I just repeated it in my head a few times. Release, 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 and just kind of like let some of the stress and overwhelm just kind of melt out of my body. And then I just asked myself, what's my intention here? Basically, like, what am I trying to accomplish? What is the next one thing that I need to do? And for me, the answer was, I need to have a game plan. Like if we're gonna stage this house and I need to get work done this week, and I have June Power Sheets goals that I know are not gonna work anymore the way that I originally set them. And I have all this stuff that I want to implement from this conference and all these other things that I want to get done. I realized like I need to make a plan for those things. That's the first thing that I need to do. For you, the answer is going to be different every time. It could look like, I'll give you some examples that pertain to both personal life and work stuff. So it might just be like, maybe you realize the first thing I need to do is just like clear off a surface, my desk, the kitchen table, the countertop. Maybe you need to change your clothes. Sometimes I realize like I need to put clothes on that are going to make me feel a little more put together right now. Or I need to put clothes on that are going to feel more comfortable and relaxing. Maybe you do need to make a brain dump. Maybe that is the thing that you need to start with. Maybe you need to eat or drink eat some food or drink some water. Maybe you need to put some music on that's going to help you feel the way you want to feel. Worship music, pump up music, relaxing music. Or maybe you need to turn off some noise. Maybe the TV's on or music is on or a podcast is on and it's too much and you need to turn it off and back up. Maybe you need to ask someone for help. Maybe you need to take a break, like get away from your desk or get out of the house. Maybe you need to put a show on for your kid to watch so you can just like take a minute and then like really think through all the stuff you need to do and answer this question. Maybe you need to cancel something that you committed to. So think about what that thing is for you and just do that thing. Just do that one thing. And I don't know where you're watching this right now. If you're watching it on YouTube, technically I'm doing this on Facebook Live right now. So hi to Kelsey and Rachel, and thank you for your love. I love you guys. Love you both. But so do that one thing. Just put your brain on that thing as much as you can and do that thing fully. Tell yourself, I'm going to finish this task to completion. You're not going to jump around from task to task or from one tab in your browser to another. You are going to do that one thing till it's done. And then when that's done, what do you do next? You can keep asking yourself this question as many times as you need to for as long as you need to until you kind of get to that point where you're not quite feeling so overwhelmed. And if you want to, you can even kind of make a list of the things that you're going to do in order, if that helps you to kind of have like a pecking order of like, okay, I know what the first thing is that I'm going to do, but I already know what the second, third, fourth thing is that I'm going to do. Like list those things out and put them in order so that when you get done with that first thing, you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to like think too hard. You don't get back into the crazy, frantic, like running around your house or jumping around from tab to tab kind of thing. You just look at your list and you're like, okay, here's the next thing I said I was going to do. So maybe the first thing is just like, I'm going to go change my clothes. The second thing is like, I'm going to turn the air conditioning on higher in the house because it's hot and I'm getting really crabby. Third thing is I'm going to drink some water. Fourth thing is I'm going to, wash the dishes, whatever. I did this when I had mastitis recently because when you have mastitis, it's not just like, oh, you're sick, just rest. It's like, you're super sick, you feel like you're dying, you're throwing up and shaking violently. Make sure you're, pumping and breastfeeding every 2 hours and doing baths and doing like all these different things you're supposed to do. So it would feel so overwhelming to me where I'd be like, oh, I need to like call my nutritionist back and ask him, this question about this thing related to mastitis, or I need to this or that or whatever. And so I would literally just be like, okay, I'm going to get up from the couch and I'm going to go get an ice pack. And then after I do that, I'm going to like drink some water. And I just would list it out so that my brain wasn't so overwhelmed. So that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear, any thoughts you have on how you might use this, or maybe you have kind of done this trick already without really realizing it. What do you notice for you? Is there something that you kind of default to that like when you're overwhelmed, usually like the first thing I need to do, or one of the first things I need to do is like put on music or pray or drink some water or whatever. I think, your answer isn't going to be the same every time, but I think there are some things that tend to be patterns that if you can notice those and like, okay, these things are helpful for me, that can be really helpful in that moment to be like, okay, I know this works. Like, just do it. Follow the plan. So thanks for watching. And if we haven't met, I'm Diana Kerr. I'm a certified professional life coach. I love working with Christian women who just love Jesus, love goal setting, love getting things done, love productivity, but who are overwhelmed and just want to live life well and steward it well and make what matters most happen. So if you're not a part of our email family yet, you're missing out. That's where my best content is. So check the link in this video. Make sure you join our email family, and we'll send you a free gift when you sign up. And that's all. Love you guys. Bye.